Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my students, grade 5. Today we will study the last part from the first unit. The first unit we talk about the skeletal and muscular system, and then today the last part from this unit we talk about the part of our muscular system and also how to take care of them. Okay, so today we study the last part from unit 1 about the part of our muscular system and then how to take care of them. Now look at the picture. These are the name of some muscles that make muscular system. I'll mention one by one. The first facial muscle, otot wajah, and then chest muscle, otot dada, and then abdominal muscles, otot perut, neck muscles, and also arm muscle. For arm muscle, you will know the kinds of arm muscles. There are biceps and triceps. So after this I will explain about that. Jadi teacher kenalkan kalian dengan kinds of arm muscles. There are biceps, ada otot bicep, and then also triceps, ada otot triceps. And then the next hand muscles, leg muscles, and the last foot muscle. Now let's see the kinds of muscle, macam-macam otot. The first is cardiac muscles, otot jantung. So in bahasa, this is otot jantung. Why we said cardiac muscle? Because this muscle are only found in the heart. So this muscle are found only in the heart. We know the job of heart, pump the blood. Jadi tugasnya jantung itu apa? Pump the blood. So why the heart can pump the blood? Because the work of muscle. So the muscle that make the heart can pump the blood. The muscle contracts, relax. The muscle contract, relax. So the heart can pump the blood. Heart can pump the blood because of the contraction and relaxation of muscle. That is the cardiac muscle. And then the next is skeletal muscles. Jadi otot in bahasa we said otot lurik. These muscles are usually found attached to two bones. Jadi dia biasanya nempel pada two bones, dua tulang. These muscles are usually found attached to two bones. Because it is about skeletal, so we can control it. If just now cardiac, otot jantung, we cannot control the work. Because the heart always work all the time. The heart work all the time. But for skeletal muscle, we can control if we want to move or not. So this muscle, otot lurik ini, can be controlled. Okay, and then the next otot halus, or in English you say smooth muscles. Smooth muscles line the walls of organs and blood vessels. Smooth muscles line the walls of organs and blood vessels. Jadi otot halus itu membatasi dinding organ dan pembuluh darah. You can see the picture here. The organ that lined by smooth muscle is the stomach. Jadi the example of organ that lined by smooth muscle is the stomach, lambung. Now I ask you, can we control the stomach? Bisakah kita mengontrol stomach, lambung? Of course not. The stomach will crush the food when there are food. They will crush the food. The gullet will break down the food to the stomach. All not in control. All not in control. So the smooth muscle are similar like cardiac muscle. They cannot be controlled, different with skeletal muscle. So the only one that can be controlled is skeletal muscle or otot lurik. Okay, now let's see the picture here. This is the appearance. Ini dia tampilannya. The cardiac muscle, the skeletal muscle, and then the smooth muscle. You can see the picture under the organ, under the heart, under the skeletal, under the digestive system. This is okay. You can see the picture of the muscles. This is that just now I explained to you that for cardiac muscle and then smooth muscle, the job cannot be controlled, or we said involuntary. Different with the skeletal. The skeletal job can be controlled, or we said voluntary. And then, how do muscle and bone work together to bring about movement? How do muscles and bone work together? Bagaimana muscle dan bone ini bekerja sama to make us moving? Now let's see the first here. Okay. We have to know that the muscle work in pairs. Jadi muscle itu kerjanya in pairs, berpasangan. Okay, you can see this picture I'll take from the book. Okay, this is the arm muscle that just now I explained to you, that I will introduce you the kinds of arm muscle. There are bicep and triceps. Okay, I start from this picture, yeah, when we bend our arm. Okay, there are biceps and triceps. Okay, look at the muscle work in pairs. When bicep contract, ketika otot bicep itu memendek, shortening, the tricep will relax. Otot tricep akan extending, memanjang, relax. So it work in pairs, kerjanya berbarengan. They work together. Bicep contract and then tricep relax when we bend our arms. When we bend our arm, the bicep contract and then the tricep relax. This is mean that the muscle work in pairs. Now let's see when we left our arm like this. Okay, like the next picture, the bicep will relax and then the tricep will contracts. Look at the picture. Jadi bicepnya justru akan extended, dia memanjang, but the tricep dia akan menggembung, memendek. So this is that I said to you that the muscle work in pairs, kerjanya berpasangan, kerjanya berbarengan. Okay, now the next slide. We talk about the function of the skeletal and muscular system in animals. If I ask you, what is the function of the skeletal and muscular system in animals? Of course, the answer to move. So, one keyword, the skeletal and muscular system in animals, of course, to move. You can see the picture, a monkey swing because they have skeletal and muscular system. The bird can fly, the fish can swim, and then the frog can swim, and then can hop too because they have skeletal and muscular system, so they can move. We don't know what for their movement. Maybe they just want to find their food, they just want to found their shelter, or maybe they just prevent or escape from the danger. But the keyword, the skeletal and muscular system used by animal to move their body. And then how about the animals that have no skeleton? Do you still remember invertebrate? The animals that do not have backbone? How about the animals that do not have skeleton? Can they move? Of course, yes. How could they move? They move by the contraction and relaxation of muscle. So they move only by the muscular system. You can see the picture of snail and earthworm. They do not have bone, they do not have skeletons, but they can move because they have muscle. So they move by the contraction and the relaxation of muscles. Now we continue to the last topic from this unit about how can we care for our skeletal and muscular system. So the last topic from this unit, we talk about how to take care the skeletal and muscular system. Okay, first, what should we do to take care, to keep the skeletal and muscular system? Okay, the first that we can do is having a balanced diet. We know about balanced diet. What is balanced diet? Balanced diet, it means consume the nutrient in the right amount. We have studied this when third grade. Jadi balanced diet itu mengkonsumsi nutrisi in the right amount, pada jumlah yang pas. We know the kinds of nutrient. There are carbohydrate, protein, and then fat. Yeah, we know how the right amount to consume that. If you forgot, you can open your book, third grade. how to have a balanced diet. You can see in the bracket, we need calcium, protein, and also energy. We need calcium because calcium help to build strong bones. We need protein because the protein build our muscle. And then we also need energy. What for the energy? Of course, to make the contract, to make the muscle can do the job, to contract, to relax. The muscle need energy. So these kinds of nutrients we have to get when we eat a balanced diet. This is the first way to take care of our skeletal and muscular system. And then the next, of course, regular exercise. Olahraga yang teratur. Regular exercise can help our muscles and bone to be stronger. And then this is too that so important is good posture. Jadi postur yang baik, postur yang pas. Good posture. Okay, good posture here. Okay. By having good posture, it means we keep our bone, we keep our muscle strong and healthy. So by having good posture, it means we keep our skeletal and also our muscular system healthy and strong. Look at the picture. Okay. The picture shows the correct way to sit at the desk. Okay, the picture shows the correct way to sit at the desk. Look at the back. The back must be straight and then head up. The back must be straight and then head up. This is the correct way when sitting. And then you can see the next picture. This is the proper way to lift heavy object. Look at the green tick. Look at the green tick. This is the proper way to lift the heavy object. And then look at the red cross. This is not good. It's not good posture to lift heavy object. If you lift the heavy object, as soon as the picture with the red cross, of course it can be dangerous for your backbone. So it's not good position. So just now I have explained to you how to sit correctly and how to lift the heavy object correctly. But not only this activity that we have to do with a good posture, all daily activity we have to do in a good posture. Why? The first reason why we have to make good posture when we do our daily activities, the good posture put less strain on our bone. Jadi ternyata postur yang benar, postur yang baik itu memberi sedikit tekanan, put less strain to the bone. So it's good for our bone. And then the second reason, the good posture lets our body grow well. Jadi dia menyebabkan tubuh kita bisa tumbuh dengan baik. It's the reason why we have to make a good posture. Remember that our bone can be broken if we put more strength on it, or if we do something not in a good position or not in a good posture. It can be dangerous. It can break our bone. If our bone have broken, what should we do? Okay, the bone must be held in a place by a cast. Jadi one way to repair the bone that have broken, the bone must be held in a place by a cast. Jadi diperbaiki dengan menggunakan a cast. A cast in bahasa we say gips. Okay, so the conclusion for the last topic, we can take care our bone, our skeletal and muscular system. The first by having a balanced diet, the second by do regular exercise, and then the third by make a good posture when we do our daily activities. Okay, thank you. This is the last topic for today for Unit 1, and then you can enjoy your task in your book. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.